Check, 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 check. Arr. Okay, here we go. So here we are. Check, 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 check. Check. Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Okay, better. Check. Okay, so here you guys go. Things you need to know about my new album. Well, I should say my band's new album. So by the way, I'm Joshua Danger, and here's a little bit of all the things you need to know about the upcoming Black Channel album release from my band, the Black Channel, obviously. So that being said, hold your horses, and I'm actually sending this link out to a few people. So there you go. So, where do I start? I had a little bit of technical difficulties on the last one. So if you're actually interested, please feel free, join the broadcast. I'm actually going to be sending this out to quite a few different people, so bear with me. So this being said, hey, what's up? I don't know why I don't. Do you have your sound turned on, Jamie? Because last time I checked, I did have sound because obviously. Hold on. Check, check, check. Okay, there you go. So, okay. First of all, the Black Channel right now is basically just me and my best friend Justin, who's a former pro wrestler that I used to go to wrestling shows with and also wrestle with as a tag team. So, we've been exchanging some stuff back and forth, and just really like he's been doing all of the drums, obviously, and a lot of the and parts of the bass parts, because it actually kind of helps me out knowing what he knows. And I've actually been filling in parts of the bass. Hey, what's up, Alex? Sorry about that. I didn't have any sound a few minutes ago, but if you could you please thumbs this video up? It would be greatly appreciated. And that being said, I'm gonna actually get to kind of the brass tacks. Like I've actually been dealing with this whole coronavirus thing by recording a lot of different music over the last month or so. And just really working with it. I'm doing things a little bit differently. And I've also been working on the production side of this album, which is actually kind of helped. Basically just me putting in time wherever I can, doing whatever I can, obviously. So, It's actually been really, really fun for me. And it's actually been taking a lot of stuff off of my mind and helping me treat this like it's actually a vacation for the most part. Well, a staycation. But I decided that I was kind of sick and tired of hearing people bitch and complain about how the coronavirus is scaring them half to death, and I'm not letting it rule me. I'm not. I'm not afraid of it because, but even though I am afraid of it, I'm not letting it control my fear. So basically, this whole album is about what you can control and what you can't control. You know, if they call you back into work for your job and you have to go out there and do your job while in this, that makes you a hero in my book. Even if you have to step outside your front door and go get groceries or go anywhere where you know there's a risk of catching it, you're kind of a hero for it. But I just feel that you have got to conquer your fear of it, because you have to live your life like it's one day at a time. And it's like, dude, I'm not letting fear consume me, because if I let it do that, it's going to end up killing me. You could die of a heart attack. And I think that's where you only live once comes into hand. You have to live your life according to YOLO. So that's actually how I feel about it. And you can't let it control you, man. So that being said, so I chose to go with an approach that is actually a little bit different for me, because everybody kind of knows me for doing the Twisted J experience. The 2 albums that I released on Spotify and all over the internet. Spotify, Amazon Music, YouTube. And this album, the basic concept of this album is you can't let fear rule you through a pandemic like this. It's like, dude, if the purge was real, would you open your door to a fucking stranger? Most likely, probably not. But most likely, you're probably going to have to go outside sometime, and you're going to have to find your feet and know how to get from one place to another. It's like, dude, it's in a way, it's kind of like living life through the TV series, the movies that you watch that are actually horror themed, that are actually pandemic related. You know, you can't stay locked up in your own place because you're going to have people knocking on your doors. You're going to have people wanting to knock your doors in. You're going to have people wanting to steal food from you, murder you, maim you, do whatever they can do to actually help themselves. Which is very much the case with the whole coronavirus thing, which honestly, I actually feel like this might possibly be the biggest album of my career, because it's actually the scariest album. Like, when I wrote Hell House, I was writing about a place that I had built for fucking years inside my own head. It was basically a concept album that was kind of like my own personal hell, and the hell that I put myself through. When I did the Twisted J Experience Social Parasite album, I felt like, there were people attacking me, and I was not going to let them. I wasn't going to let them just attack me for any purpose and reason. But it was a very, very negative album to a lot of different people, but I didn't let it affect me. This album, I actually feel, is actually a more told story album compared to anything. The Black Channels album, which right now I'm actually going to tell you the album title. It is actually called, hold on, I've actually got to find the picture. So hold your horses here. So, Fate of the Fallen, which this album is dedicated to people that risk their life every day walking out into this pandemic, knowing bad shit can happen, but yet they stay positive with it and they don't let their fear control them. So, and I think a lot of it was, I kind of look at the last Tool album. I actually do look at that album and say, you know what? Fear Inoculum is honestly an album that I actually feel very, very strong to. Like, Maynard wrote the lyrics to that album, and basically he said that most of that album was written out of his perspective of fear and how he had to conquer his own fear. And I think it's very translatable to this album. And I think that's why I'm impacting myself to chop things up a little bit, clean it up a little bit, and do whatever I can to help myself get through this phase of my life, which pandemics happen. Shit happens every day. But if you don't man up and accept the fact that sometimes one day you're gonna die. It could be today, tomorrow. It could be fucking 2 minutes from right now. Somebody is dying every day. Actually, many people are dying every day in this country from this pandemic. You know how many of those people are actually doing their damn job? Going out there, risking their life for reasons that they have to. A lot of them. Actually, most of the people that are dying of this have to frickin' work. Non-essential workers or essential workers are very, very valuable. Like my friend Ethan, mine and Jamie's friend Ethan has to risk his life every damn day going out into this, restocking fridges at local convenience stores and shit like that for fucking Pepsi and merchandising for them. You've got your firefighters, you've got your cops, you've got your MTA drivers, you've got tons and tons and tons of people that go out every freaking day and do their damn job to help their families to get through. And in a way, them doing what I can't do and me actually expressing my gratitude to people like them is why I'm writing this album, why I wrote this album, why I produced this album, why I'm so, because they're the kind of people, the military, the VAs, the hospitals, those are the people I'm doing this album for. I'm not doing this for myself, Because if I said I was doing this album for myself, I'd only be telling you guys maybe 1/4 of the truth. Because obviously I'm locked up in isolation at home. And I feel that these guys doing more than what I'm doing, I owe them a ticket of gratitude because, like I said, there's people out there that are risking their health every freaking day, that have families, that have friends dying of this, that could be at risk themselves. Like, basically, if you look at the Social Parasite album from the Twisted J Experience, the band I did myself, me and my friend Justin did ourselves, that was an album that I did for myself because I wanted to let people know what it's like growing up having a mental disability and how hard it is. But I've translated it over to this, which obviously I can't not do the Black Channel stuff because I actually feel like the Black Channel is me to a T. But I also feel like you have to do things to help yourself. You've got to, and you've got to protect everybody around you also. And if you can't, do what you got to do to actually survive, because that is the message here. See, Evan, that is what I'm talking about. You go out every day. Well, not every day, but you go out and do this. You go out and you work during this. That is why I appreciate the people that have to go through this. Even though I don't have to. Because they put themselves at risk by being around people that are sick and possibly have this pandemic affecting them, whether it be a husband, a wife, a child. It's like every day, or a college student that go. I feel that it's my duty to just kind of be a freedom fighter and just be like, dude, you guys are what make this shit go around. Even though we don't have to. You guys are the unsung heroes. That's why I wrote the song Anthem of Letting Go. Like, that is why I wrote that song. And it's been because you have to let go of all your fears. Because if you don't, fear will eat you alive. So, that being said, I'm Joshua Danger, and that's what you need to know about this album, my album, to you guys. So, that being said, I'm not going to say goodbye to you guys because you never truly say goodbye. But do what you got to do to get through every day the best you can. And remember, just be yourself and do what's right for the humanity of this world.